Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is it. This is the final part number 6 to this series, to this movie miniseries type deal. This is part 6 of the Snyder Cut. And yeah, we're at the end. So this is, I think, I'm kind of anticipating a much longer chapter, like a somewhat longer chapter compared to what we've had before, since it's meant to actually kind of bring like some kind of conclusion to the story and all that kind of jazz. So, and with this has been like, this movie alone has been hyped up and built up and produced to the kind of scale that it has been, and also like people, as a result, people also want the Snyderverse too, like Zack Snyder actually helping to produce and direct like all, like pretty much I think most of the future DCEU kind of movies too. So among those being like a Man of Steel sequel too, and then like the Flash and Cyborg and everything else that comes with it. So yeah, so I think in that sense I don't know what to expect from this. Like if I should expect like open ends or like little kind of teasers or like a post credit scene or mid credit scene or something like that, or if I should expect, because I think I mean previously they actually managed to kill off Steppenwolf, so I don't know if they actually are going to go down that route with this one too, because I mean with this one we actually get more villains. Like last time it was just Steppenwolf with the kind of kind of teasers and name drops for Darkseid, but with this one we've actually seen Darkseid, we've seen Daysard, and I think there's another character in this called Granny Goodness, like another disciple that Darkseid has from his world and everything. So again, I don't know if we're actually going to see those glimpses in this. If we're going to see it like a Thanos style, and then like how the first Avengers movie actually teased Thanos coming in the future after he actually tried to send the Chitauri army to New York to begin with. So with this one, then like with this one, Steppenwolf himself is attempting to redeem himself in the eyes of Darkseid and everyone else. And then after this, because he presumably fails, then Darkseid decides in the next Justice League movie he might actually just come down himself and actually wreck everything up. So I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing whatever path they go. I don't know how that story concludes. But last time we had all the King sources. That was part 5. So last time we had them actually working to use the box to resurrect Superman within the Kryptonian scout ship, and that scene again is so much more extended, so much more fleshed out. We got a hell of a vision from that. We've had Bruce's kind of nightmare vision that I don't believe we've touched on yet in this in this version, but with that one we actually had Cyborg's vision. Cyborg actually activating the box and scanning it, and then he actually got a vision of what would happen afterwards. Like this box is activated, and then that kind of allows allowed what's his name, Steppenwolf and his people, like and Darkseid, like Darkseid himself actually kind of like receiving the signal from this box as like the beacon, and then he had a vision of Darkseid actually coming to Earth and killing everyone. He killed Diana, he killed Aquaman, he had the whole Omega beam thing shooting off in Atlantis. He watched Superman holding like a very very decayed corpse in the Kryptonian scout ship, and just like a bunch of stuff like Darkseid comes, everything goes to shit. That was basically that was the kind of the overall gist of the vision. So we had that. So I think that is exactly what they're trying to prevent. That and like the whole unity of the boxes and everything is kind of like all the major kind of catastrophes they're trying to prevent. So we'll see exactly how that prevention goes in this. But we did lose someone. We did actually he did eventually get his hands on the final box, and but in order to actually to aid the team's kind of tracking down of the boxes and the prevention of the Union, Silas Stone did sacrifice his life. He activated the box within that kind of glass kind of power-proof, something-proof kind of chamber, and he gave his life. He was vaporized, but then Victor managed to kind of deduce using his own tech that like the core of the box had been heated, so it would actually have to go off the charts on any kind of thermal imaging system. And that was when we found out that Bruce has not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 6 satellites, and Barry found that out too. So I think like this movie, I love like seeing Barry discover just how rich Bruce is, that he can just like he can afford stuff. He can afford stuff. Like, him affording stuff is not an issue. He can easily just manufacture and like anything and everything that he wants, either with like whether it's by his own means or actually through Wayne Industries or is it Wayne Enterprise? I think, yeah, Stark Industries, Wayne Enterprises. Yeah, okay. And I often get Enterprise and Industries mixed up between those two names, but yeah, Wayne Enterprises and Stark Industries. So Yeah, that's important to remember. It's an important classification. But yeah, so I think now they can actually scan and they can find where Steppenwolf's base is, and hopefully Clark, he came to life, and then it was a typical thing where he kind of didn't really know who he was immediately, and he fought the Justice League, and that was a whole cool scene. And then through actually seeing Clark's kind of uprising herself, Lois actually instinctively came to the location, and she kind of calmed Clark down herself instead of actually having Bruce kind of use her as some kind of contingency or whatever. Instead, she actually used her own heart and soul and emotion and actually tried to bring Clark back, and then they flew off together. And it was a nice, lovely, sweet scene, so that was really cool. That was cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much, I think that's all the major-ish kind of stuff. There's smaller tidbits like dialogue and character interaction that really kind of made it what it is. But yeah, I mean, so far this movie has been going great. I've really been loving it, so I can't wait to see how this concludes and what kind of tidbits and what new things the final chapter gives us, and to see how the Snyder Cut concludes and what it could mean, like, you know, for the future of the DCEU going forward now. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have got. Pretty much all I've got, yeah. So on to part 6 of the Snyderverse. So I mean, the Snyderverse, the Snyder Cut. And I, you know, likely going to be a long discussion talking about all of this, so stick around at the end for that too. I don't know how much I'm going to get through, how much I'm going to remember to get through, but there will likely be a very long discussion at the end of all this, like in a very, very kind of like evaluatory, is that a word? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just making up words as I go along that kind of just fit in best with what I'm trying to say, so if it's not a word, then forgive me. But either way, likely going to be a long discussion at the end, so you can look forward to that too. But yeah, onto the actual movie reaction, and this one will just be for YouTube. This one will just be like the highlights, the fair use version. But if you guys want to catch the full length version, so the full unedited reaction to this chapter, that reaction will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, on to part 6 of the Snyder Cut. Let's go. Something darker. Oh, that is exactly what Bruce sensed. Something darker.
Everyone, this is Alfred. I work for him.
Fred?
Good day, Mom.
It's badass, Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred meets the League. That's awesome. Alfred meets the League.
I'll put on the tea.
Great.
Where are we gonna find the cops?
Just get me in and give me time.
You could die, Victor.
If I don't, we all die. Period.
I got nothing left.
Oh, Vic. Yeah, he's lost both parents now. He's become an official superhero. You have to lose both parents to become a superhero officially.
Hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed.
Here it comes.
And
Here it comes.
He's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
Such a good line. Yeah. Although you're not united yet, you still need that one key Kryptonian player who's give him like an hour or like an hour, maybe half an hour max. Yeah, or minimum. Yeah.
Take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
Oh, I forgot he proposed to her. Yeah, I forgot he actually proposed to her at the end of BVS. Yeah. And it's coming, yeah, okay, I figured, yeah. We gotta get Mama Kent up in here too. And the dog needs to reunite and needs to get his Kryptonian back too. Oh, his mother and his wife, yeah. His mother and his fiance even, future wife, yeah. Family reunited.
They wanted me back for a reason. I need to find out why.
He owes it to himself to find out why, even if it takes him the rest of this movie.
Barry Allen was right here. And he said to me, Lois Lane
Yeah,
is the key.
his one from BVS, yeah, from Dawn of Justice.
She is. To Superman.
So it had to be Lois's corpse that Superman was holding in Victor's in Victor's vision. Yeah, that was the one. He maybe lost his mother before that, but then Lois was all he had after that, and then he lost her too. I love how Barry's just in constant awe of everything he sees. Everything bat related, he's just in constant awe of. Oh, the Amazons detect it. The Atlanteans detect it. The humans detect it too. Yeah, oh, that's so ominous and so, I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, distant, you know, ominous kind of reveals and stuff. Yeah.
He'll break through the Unity's defenses.
Remind me, how's that again?
With the power of love,
Barry.
catastrophic energy surge.
Good.
You'll have to run faster than
Oh,
ever attempt to
boy.
generate a charge of that size.
The symbol of the house
Stuff,
of El
yeah.
means hope. Embodied within that hope is
Oh
the
yeah,
fundamental
Jor-El's
belief
speech.
that touches
Jor-El,
every person
yeah.
to be a force for good.
You were sent here for a reason.
They're bringing everything back. They're just bringing everything back. Zack freaking Snyder, he knows. Oh, he just knows. He knows what works.
Owe it to yourself to find out what that
Oh
reason
damn,
is.
so many different suits. So many different suits. The classic. Yeah.
You're gonna have to make a choice. Choice of whether to stand proud in front of the human race or not.
You will help them accomplish wonders.
There it is! There it is! There it is!
Live in you,
Oof. God, look at that flowing cape. Oh god, yeah.
mother and I.
It looks amazing. It absolutely looks amazing.
I knew you would change the world.
Love them, Cal. The way we loved you.
He's gonna take flight.
Fly, son.
Oh. Wow, he really like that. Oh god, that. That shot. Yeah, that shot just. They even have machine guns set up. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, they do have guns, so I guess machine guns of their own would also make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, just keep reversing. Just keep reversing. Okay. Okay, that was good. That was good. Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's good to see. Good to have them. Oh. Oh, that's such an epic team shot. It's such an epic team shot. Oh. Oh, that is a good trick. That is a good trick. Oh, he's still in the little seat. Oh, 2 in 1. 2 in 1. Oh, yep, using their own guns against them. I like this version better than him just grabbing like a SMG version thing and running out of ammo in the end. Yeah, this is way cooler. This is much cooler. Oh, and he's gonna blow it up too. Okay. So using it for a few shots and then just getting rid of it entirely. Yeah, okay, that's smart.
I'm assuming you're Alfred.
Master Kent. You said you'd come.
Oh, baby, the teamwork. The teamwork out of these two. Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, rapid fire, just rapid fire. No, okay. Oh no. Why would you do a count? Oh no. No. No, not yet. Keep going, Barry. Just keep going, just keep going. Just keep going.
Your sister's begging for their lives, as did your mother.
No, he's lying. Don't let him get to you, Diana. Do not let him get into your head, Diana. Come on. You're stronger than that. Oh, Christ. Yeah, come on. Literally, come on, Victor. Literally any second now. Any second.
For dark side.
Not impressed.
Oh, that was such a good entrance. How many fingers does this guy have? Jesus. Oh, that theme, that's the flight theme. That's the flight theme, yeah. There we go. There we go. Now you can take him down. There we go. Yeah, this is teamwork, baby. Yes, burn him. Burn him. Oh, he burned off his horn. He burned off one of his horns. Oh god, don't you get him. Oh, we got him. Oh, we got him. Oh no, oh, the charge is gone.
I got the wind knocked out of me. Need a few seconds, that's all.
Oh, he's been shot. Oh god, that's a lot more than wind, Barry. You've been shot. You've actually been legitimately injured.
It's almost synchronized!
Okay.
Oh god, oh Barry.
Heal, Barry.
It's speed healing. Speed healing, come on. Work faster than you usually do. Oh. A portal. Oh my god. Oh no. What the hell is this? What is this? A speed force? Is this is what we saw in the trailer? Is this a speed force?
Go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light. Gotta break the rule,
He's gotta
Barry.
break
You
the
gotta do it
rule.
now.
He's gonna time travel. He can bend the rules of time. He's in the speed force. So he's actually going back in time then, because the team must have died. The Unity happened. Ah. So this is how Flashpoint gets done. Well, this has to be connected to Flashpoint in some way. This has to be.
Make your own future.
Oh god. Oh god.
Make your own path.
Make your own future, make your own past. Make your own timeline. Make your own timeline.
All right now.
Everyone's coming back! He's resurrecting everyone. He's resurrecting everyone. Oh, he's back. He's back. Oh, is he back in his nightmare vision? His nightmare vision.
Make you whole again. I'm not broken.
Oh. Whoa. 3 people. Is it the 3 boxes? Is it the 3 boxes? The boxes actually, Dinah warned him it would feed off of his fears. Yeah. Yeah, it's the 3 boxes, yeah. Oh. He straight up impaled him. Chop him in half. Or behead him. They're gonna behead him. Oh, damn. Sending a beheaded Steppenwolf back. That is a power move. That is a full-on power move. Oh. This is the Justice League. This is the League United. Be seeing you soon now, Darkseid. Be seeing you soon now. To quote the other, to challenge them is to court death.
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Ready ready the Armada.
The Armada.
We will use the old ways.
The old ways. Oh, he actually has stained glass little portraits of himself. That is just egotistical. That's just egotistical more than anything else. That's just, yeah. That must be Granny Goodness. That must be Granny Goodness. Surprisingly human looking. Great job, Barry. You did a great job today. Great job.
Ryan Choi, Director of Nanotechnology. That's your thing.
Oh,
yeah?
The future Atom is the Director of Nanotechnology. Yeah, okay, very nice. Well, hopefully we actually see him in the future, in some future installments.
But the world's...
His foot's in the door! That's my boy!
No, even the other prisoners are cheering.
Nothing knows!
Yeah.
You're gonna get maced again.
Well, he's so proud.
No
He's so
stopping
proud.
you now.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
Yeah, see, these kinds of moments from the original were actually pretty sweet to see, pretty nice. Yeah.
Take your place among the brave ones. The ones that were, that are yet to be.
No longer hiding under a coat. He is Cyborg. He is Cyborg. I don't know why that suit looks so much weirder without the cape hanging off the shoulders. Yeah, like when his arms are exposed like that, it just looks weird. I don't know why. It's like so much paler, almost. The Amazons are still out there. You can still go back to them. Steppenwolf was lying, trying to get to you. I think he feels a lot more confident in his own running ability now. Yeah.
The time is now.
The time's now. Oh, he's still wearing the black suit. He's still wearing the black suit. Oh, is this the fake Lex Luthor? Last time we actually got something promising looking with like a Deathstroke cameo. Are we gonna get a similar thing? A Deathstroke cameo? Okay, is it? Okay. Yeah, again, seeing this in theaters for the first time like this was promising and ultimately led nowhere. So I'm very nervous of what this might be about. Nervous, but at the same time optimistic. So, yeah.
You volunteered to destroy the bat free of charge. Why the pro bono work?
It's personal.
Oh, Slade Wilson?
An eye for an eye.
Slade freaking Wilson.
His name is Bruce Wayne.
He knows Batman's name? How?
On second thought, we do have something to celebrate.
How does Lex Luthor know Batman's true name? Okay, that's intriguing. Again, this is so much more promising. I'm hoping they actually go somewhere with this.
How much further?
Cyborg.
We're almost there.
So Bruce and Cyborg. Oh, Mirror!
We need to hurry.
Whoa!
We can't be out in the open much longer.
And
He'll
who's
come
that?
for us.
Let him come. Let the bastard come.
Deathstroke's with them?
Stab this through his heart for what he did, Arthur. You have no idea how I feel.
What's going on right now? Oh, that's Barry! That's the one we see in BVS! The mask that comes up.
Be very careful with the next thing you say.
Okay, close enough though. Close enough.
Like an adopted son.
An adopted son. Which one though? Jason? Dick?
Batman.
There's Jason and there's Dick and not Damien, Tim, even Tim.
How many can die in your arms before you grow numb to death?
That's not very careful.
Oh.
And if you cross that line, I swear to God.
Before what, Bruce? Kill me?
Huh.
You don't want to kill me.
Oh my god.
I'm your best friend.
Ugh.
To help you undo this world you created by letting her die.
By letting her die. Lois, because she's the key.
Oh, Lois.
Lois, she's the key.
She suffered so.
But all you have to do is tear it in half, and I'm happy to discuss with you in any way like why you sent a boy wonder.
To do a man's job.
Oh, Jesus.
Because when I held Harley Quinn and she was bleeding and dying, she begged me.
Okay, no, that.
Breath.
No.
And when I killed you,
Bruce.
and make no mistake, I will fucking kill you. And I do it slow.
Harley's dead. This is officially the worst world to ever exist. This is officially the worst timeline to ever exist if we've lost Harley.
Still think it was a good idea bringing him along.
Oh, seeing Slade and Bruce actually working together, that's, again, desperate times. Call for desperate measures, I guess. He's found them. Wait, Superman found them! Oh my god. Oh. Oh, a trident. Wait, this is the one where Superman went evil. Sweet Lord Almighty. Oh. Okay. Okay. So that was his original nightmare vision. That was when Superman went bad. Yeah, he feared that happening. But still with distant explosions. I said I loved them, but now it's like, you know, you just keep implying various different threats every time you play them. What's going on now?
There's a war coming.
No.
And I'm here to help.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. Who are you again?
I've gone by many names. I've realized I have a stake in this world. And it's time I started fighting for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, he's like the Nick Fury.
Well, we
yeah,
can use the help.
Yeah, he's like the Nick Fury of this universe.
Glad you're here.
You know, I never thought I'd see the Defenders of Earth united and fighting as one. It wouldn't have happened without you, Bruce. Your mother and father would be proud.
Oh boy.
Hope so.
And some have called me the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. Damn right they have. I do wonder if his name still is John Jones, or if it's something else though. Yeah. But Martian Manhunter is the most recognizable, like, superhero alias that people can know him by. Yeah. For autumn. Oh yeah. For autumn. That is the end. Okay, yeah. Again, I'm just gonna keep this running because I have no clue if there's a mid-credit or a post-credit scene. I don't know if the epilogue would count because that is just like an actual a final scene. So I'm just gonna keep this up and running, and I'm gonna take a second to actually gather my freaking thoughts because that was intense. That was intense. Wowza. Yeah, that was quite the that part alone was quite the experience. But this movie has always been, you know, it's taken its time, but it hasn't taken too long. It hasn't taken too long. It doesn't feel like it's taken too much time either. You know, I think I like it. It definitely feels more like, you know, Zack definitely got his chance to shine a light on the story he wanted to tell with the time he wanted to tell it, and it definitely shows. I think again, like it just feels like there's so many more. I mean, again, I don't mean to kind of jump on the bandwagon of the original version, like the theatrical cut was so bad, it's terrible, it's trash. Like I don't mean to jump on that bandwagon too much, but you know, I feel like, you know, like as a movie, as a story, as a continuation of a saga that Zack started with Man of Steel, it just feels like this one works genuinely better. And this one actually, it feels like this one actually works to like kind of work with the characters a lot better too. Like the characters themselves feel like they are who they are, and they're not really trying to be anything they're not. Then like they're like their personalities actually mesh better together. It feels a lot more organic, and the story in itself feels like something more that actually makes sense, as opposed to like a rehash of any other kind of superhero versus supervillain kind of story that Marvel or DC have done in the past. So that kind of works in its favor. But yeah, I mean, this part, so we see Clark kind of remembering his home. That was a really, really sweet, soothing moment. Like them actually, like her actually taking him inside the house, getting him dressed, and him like slowly managing to piece together, like, you know, what's happened, and him actually coming to terms with the fact that, oh yeah, this is his home. He grew up here. He likes it here. This is one of the places he comes from, and everything. So I think, you know, he somewhat kind of rediscovered himself through it. Like I think he rediscovered his Kryptonian side when he actually came back to life. Like straight after that, he actually put his powers to use again, his invincibility, his heat vision, his strength, and everything like that. That's when he rediscovered what his actual capabilities were. But then his actual human side, like where he was raised and how he was actually how Clark Kent came to be instead of Kal-El. that side of him was definitely kind of reborn in his few kind of minutes spent on the Kent farm, which was really cool to see, and him actually just kind of standing there feeling the corn, and even letting the butterfly twirl on his wings, like that scene was really fun to see. And him even I genuinely forgot we actually had like a not even like a proposal. I think in BVS, I think even then in the way it went down was actually Martha giving her the ring with the box in it, and that was when we found out that Clark was actually planning to propose, but then the stuff with Luther and Doomsday sent everything haywire, and he never got that chance because he died trying to save the world from Doomsday, so it never actually happened. So then him actually then rediscovering these and actually getting those memories back, and actually remembering that he gave her the ring, and now she's presumably got it on too, so for him, that is further confirmation that she does indeed say yes to all of this, and it feels good. So that was really fun. That was fun. And yeah, I think I love the way they did the whole kind of suit thing. The like him actually going back to the scout ship, walking past all suits, and I think that scene too. I think what I especially loved is like the kind of like the merging of those two speeches of when he first, like in Man of Steel, when he first goes back on the scout ship and finds the AI of Jor-El actually explaining to him the history of Krypton, where he comes from, and also what the House of El means, as well as and tying that specific speech into Jonathan's speech about it. I think like those two speeches I think work extremely well, but especially when you merge them together, like Jor-El explaining like the House of El, like the meaning of the House of El is actually believing in that potential, believing in every individual's potential to be a force for good and all that stuff, and that's why they sent him to Earth. And then Jonathan being you were sent here for a reason, so no matter how long it takes you, even if it's even if it's the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is. Like merging those two species, this is what he was sent here for, but it's also what he was brought back for. Like the team knew. The team brought him back knowing that not only was he the key player, but he was also he was that kind of person. He didn't just believe in powers. He believed in using what you have, powers or no powers, using what you have at your disposal to be a force for good, to actually do good, to save people and to help people. And again, I think I think in this movie too, I think I still don't. I think I might actually have to look. I might actually have to look into it now. But in this one, I still don't get what the significance of the black suit is. I think it looks cool, but I mean, because I think maybe in this interpretation, maybe it might not have much significance, because I think Jor-El had it. Jor-El had it in Man of Steel. Jor-El had it there, and also Zod had it too. And I think Jor-El was a scientist. Jor-El was an actual scientist on Krypton, and Zod was the military leader. Literally born and bred to be the actual military leader as well. So I think Jor-El might have had the same kind of creation too, but they were Jor-El had the House of El, but then Zod was his own kind of family, so he had his own crest and everything, but they both wore black suits. They both wore pure black suits. So now we know that, for Cal, he does also have that option, but I mean, for his one too, I think, because for Cal's one, he has a cape. I don't know if Jor-El ever had a cape for his one, and Zod definitely didn't. He could just fly naturally as his own, to his own ability, but with Cal, his red and blue and yellow one had a red cape, and then the black one also has a cape. So his one, for whatever reason, his one actually, his super suit actually has a cape and stuff. So yes, I mean, the black suit, I don't know if it's actually meant to symbolize something greater, or maybe the actual, or maybe the red and blue one is meant to be. I think maybe because Zod and Jor-El had it too. Maybe the black one is the more general one that they all have, but then but then if they want to, they can have more specific ones being created for them too. So maybe in that case, maybe the actual so maybe the black one is the one that's more specific to the House of El, to signify you're a part of that family, or a part of that kind of Kryptonian kind of creed or something. Maybe it's something more specific to Krypton, but then the red and blue one is more specific to Kal-El, him being Superman, because I think maybe in the black suit, he's just Kal-El, but then he's actually still recognizable as Superman, because he's been Superman with that suit for so long. But then the red and yellow and blue one, that's the one that's actually maybe that's the one that actually signifies him as Superman to the people of Earth, like that classic kind of color scheme too. So I don't know. They never really touched upon it. Like they showed him walking past a bunch of suits, and one of them was the one from Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice, but then he walked right past that one and then went for the black one instead. So he knowingly and intentionally chose the black suit for his actual official rebirth as Superman and Kal-El. So he intentionally chose that one. So I think maybe deep down he knew something that maybe I didn't. I mean, if you guys know what the actual symbolism is, then by all means let me know in the comments. But personally, I think it's definitely because I haven't read. It's definitely because I haven't read into any of the comics, so I'm not sure what it's meant to symbolize or what it should symbolize. So I'm definitely missing out on that detail there, but. Either way, I think he must have. I mean, either he knew, or I think he must have known, because he did like Jor-El did reveal the black suit to him, and he also does remember Zod having worn the black suit too. So I think maybe he did intentionally look to see do I get a black suit too? Do I get a black suit with a black cape, and do I get that version too? So maybe it's because jumping into the red and to the red and blue would have been iconic. That would have been the easiest way to signify, oh, Superman is back in action. But then for his first prize, maybe he actually wanted to try something newer. Maybe he wanted to try something a little bit different, and so he went for the black for the black one instead. I think I don't know why. Like suit colors. It's like with for me at least. It's like with Cap's Steve's suit from Winter Soldier, the one that's actually navy blue, fully navy blue with the white stripes and everything. Like that one is for Cap, that's his stealth suit. He used it for the stealth mission, and he used it in the beginning when it was nighttime as well. So he was actually in the darker hours of the night on the ship on the Lemurian star. So that one was actually his stealth suit. That was designed so that he wouldn't be as easily noticed with the shiny, more kind of vibrant red, white, and blue. So I think maybe for this one, it kind of gives me similar vibes. I can't lie. Maybe like an all black suit is a lot stealthier. It's a lot harder to be seen. Especially if you're flying through the night sky too, unless he had his eyes glowing with the heat vision stuff, then if he was flying through the night sky with a black suit, literally no one would be able to see him. So I guess it does kind of work with stealth, but with this one, I don't know. I guess it could work for stealth. It could just be a personal fashion choice. It could be actual symbolism that I don't know yet. Either way, though, it was cool. And it was also very cool to actually have those speeches merged as he walked down the corridors. Him actually remembering both of his dad's words, both of his father's words, as he walked down the corridor, deciding which suit to wear. So he was remembering that, who he is. He is Kal-El. He comes from the House of El. And that name, it means good. It kind of that name is the belief in a person's kind of individual potential to be a force for good, and that is what he's trying to be again. That is what he intends on being again. And then Jonathan's words being you were sent here for a reason, so you got to find out what that reason is, and then actually accomplish that reason to the best of your ability. So now he's been brought back, and again, even what he told Martha as soon as she came in, and then she hugged him, he told her, they brought me back for a reason, and it's not just because he's Clark Kent and he deserves to live again. He does, but then it's also because he is the key to actually helping them defeat Steppenwolf and saving the world again. So that is one of the reasons he was brought back. So using his powers to be a force for good, to be a hero, to fight alongside the League and everything. So top-notch stuff. And yeah, on to the much bigger stuff. On to what is unarguably the much bigger stuff. So we had a bit of a boo-boo. But we had a Barry Allen to reverse that boo-boo. But the boo-boo was that Barry, apparently we had one actual tactical and smart parademon who actually learned to actually try and look ahead, or at least predict exactly when to fire a shot. So it was actually watching Barry as he was running even in speed. I mean, I think for that one, I think he can still kind of control exactly how fast he goes. Like when he does run, he's not immediately running at Mach 3 or whatever, because then that is incredibly draining. And even as he was going, he kept warning Victor, Victor, I can't really maintain this speed for much longer. It is taking a lot out of me. So hurry up and do your thing. So in that time, in that time, like, we had some cool fights. I think, you know what I want to say, right? Superman's entrance in this one. Oh god, I loved it. I loved it. You know, I mean, I didn't hate Superman's entrance in the theatrical version. I didn't hate it, but this one is unarguably so much more badass. It is unarguably so much more swift and strong. Like, you know, like literally, I literally thought, because I think in the theatrical version, like, we did get Steppenwolf actually dismembering Cyborg. Like, he actually did swing his axe into his shoulder and tear his legs apart, and then we had him slowly putting himself back together. So I thought, okay, we might still get that version, and then Superman might come in with like a badass line, maybe more than last time. But no, this time, before he even actually gets to hit Cyborg, like, Superman just flies in, stands behind him, and it just like the axe can't even penetrate Superman's shoulder. He's like, I'm not impressed. I expected so much more from you, and I'm still not impressed. And he just, you know, he freezes the ice with his breath and then destroys it with a single punch, and then kicks Steppenwolf back. So he comes in, guns blazing, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I love that. I love that entrance. So I'm gonna need to watch that again. I'm definitely gonna need to watch this entire movie just again, like a few times more around. But I think this time I might at least try and watch it all in one sitting, or maybe because I mean it's 6 parts, so I might watch it 3 parts and then take a break and then watch it in 3 parts again. So, you know, I mean, this is I think, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think if you can watch, I would be interested. You know what? I won't lie. Right? I would kind of be intrigued to see how Endgame formatted this way might look and feel, like, at least in the chapters part. I mean, resolution wise, I mean, I think I can't remember the name, but there is a channel who actually made a few trailers for Avengers Endgame, like molded after the actual Snyder Cut trailers, like the Snyder Cut in the same format with the same music and everything. I can't remember what the actual name was, but like a person actually did, like with the first one with the Hallelujah one, and the second one with the actual instrumental music. So like someone actually make some really good trailers crafted after the actual Snyder Cut trailers, and they were super duper well done. So at least story wise, like it being chopped down to part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, I think, and like with chapter titles, I would be intrigued to see how a version of that, like an Endgame like formatted version of this would actually be, like part 1 being like, or at least like, I mean it would have to be Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah, because I mean technically it is. I mean, because I think even to begin with, they did actually market it as Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, and then they made it Infinity War and Endgame. But then technically those two are technically in like Part 1 and Part 2 of the same story. So I think it would have to actually. So I think in that way it works. But then actually formatted like this, I'm very intrigued to see, like, to actually see how that would work, and maybe even formatting like the resolution that way too. Maybe that could be cool to see. But yeah, because I mean I was gonna say, like, you know, if you can sit through it, because like Endgame alone is like, you know, maybe including the credits, maybe it's like 3, like it pretty much was marketed as Marvel's longest movie yet, like sitting comfortably at like 3 hours and like 2 or 3 minutes. So I feel like if you can sit through Endgame, then you can likely sit through this in one sitting too. I mean, this one was easier, like 3 or 4 hours, and I think specifically to be easier to consume, they did literally chop it down into parts that you could watch either 3 at a time or 1 at a time. I know several reactors out there did do this kind of like 3 parts at a time, and those reactions were great to watch too. And others did do what I did, and they actually, or at least like we did, kind of do it like that, like way where we actually just reacted to it, like, you know, 1 part at a time, and then eventually get to. I think I'm probably the last one to get to part 6 at this point, but hey, I'm here now. I'm here, part 6. I've watched the entire movie now, so we can enjoy every part and every little frame of this movie together without any fear of spoilers, because now I've watched the entire thing. So very happy to do that. I do apologize once again for the delay, so that was completely unplanned. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how like an endgame version of this would work out. Or at least like a version of this kind of full formatted into Endgame would work. I'm sure someone out there must have tried it. Like maybe, like, if not formatting Infinity War and Endgame together, maybe just putting it as Endgame. Because I feel like it could still work as Endgame. Because I think Endgame, like, it does work as a continuation from Infinity War, but then even on its own, it does still work as its own kind of conclusion. So I feel like it could you wouldn't have to kind of put Infinity War into it, because I think Infinity War still sits comfortably at 2.5 hours, or maybe just a little bit over that. So it still works it still works so easily as its own kind of movie. But Endgame, I feel like it would be easier to do it solely with Endgame to actually make that follow the roots of this and everything. But either way, yeah, that's Marvel. But yeah, DC, I think this movie, I think it's been made extremely well. It's been kind of produced and formatted very well to make it easy for people to consume it however they want, with chapter titles and individual segments and everything. So that's been fun. But yeah, I think where did I get to? I think I was about to talk about the boo boo that happened. The boo boo was the Unity happened. Yeah, Barry actually got knocked aside, and he claimed he got the wind knocked out of him, but then he took a laser blast to the hips and actually lost a chunk of flesh. And everything, and he actually had to put his speed healing through its paces. But then the Unity happened. He couldn't get back into running in time, and the Unity happened, and all that stuff went haywire. So I think no, something happened before that though. Yeah, a portal opened. I did not think we would get an actual face to face that soon. I did not think we would get a face to face that soon. We actually got a face to face between Darkseid, and the fact that it's literally a wormhole too. It's literally a wormhole, so it's not an actual protected kind of thing. It's if they wanted to, the League could have literally jumped. I mean, they'd have a harder time facing off against that many people and that kind of army, and also Darkseid and Dayside and everything else. But if they wanted to, they could have jumped through, and if he wanted to, Darkseid could have just jumped through and did what he needed to do too. So I mean, that kind of proximity, that, I think the proximity without barriers, I think is easily the most ominous part of that sentence. It is easily the most ominous part of that scene. If either one of them wanted to, they could easily cross through the portal and just do their own, and just chaos would ensue. But it's that kind of tease, Darkseid now sees that these are his enemies, these are the ones who stand in his way of anti-life and the Unity and everything, so these are the ones he has to fear now. First it was the Age of Heroes back then, the Amazons, the Atlanteans, and the Lantern and everything, but now there's a new Age of Heroes that he will once again have to get through if he wants to actually get to anti-life on Earth. So yeah, but that face-to-face was super cool. That face-to-face was just incredible to see, and especially as that portal opened, all of them turning around to see Darkseid and Dayside, and I think that second one had to be Granny Goodness. She looks a whole lot she looks a lot more human than I expected her to. She looks like an actual granny, with short parted hair and a human-ish kind of looking face, maybe the mother out of Resident Evil 7 or something. I don't know, but either way, it looked cool. It looked cool. Like seeing them in their little kind of pathway with the parademons by their sides, and they were on Apocalypse. So that was cool. But we had the Unity happened. The Unity happened, and everyone fucking died. They pulled the quickest Infinity War I have ever seen in my life. They literally pulled an Infinity War when the Unity happened, and then the Justice League were the first ones to die. But then you can presume, I mean, I don't know honestly, because it happened, and then the team definitely died. But then, based on what happened afterwards, I can't tell if Barry actually allowed time to flow forward fast enough for the entire world to die too, or if it was just the beginning, he saw the team dying and that was enough, and then his time kicked in and then stuff happened. But yeah, oh boy, Barry Allen, Barry Bartholomew Henry Allen, he did some shit. So yeah, Barry actually used his powers to, I think he likely used his powers just before the Unity could affect the entire world, and it mainly just affected that section of Russia that they were in. So as soon as he saw that the Unity had been activated and the team had died, because it was a bright white flash and everything, so that was I need to watch that scene again. I definitely need to watch that scene again, to actually go back and watch it again. That was just insane. But he stopped time. I think he stopped time, and then he then realized, because of what happened, he needed to go back. He needed to resurrect the team, and he even he verbally acknowledged to himself, gotta break the rules of time, gotta break your one rule, gotta run faster. I think he said I mean, if you run at the speed of light, I think you can do it too. I think running faster than is like a bit of a stretch, maybe. But I think he said he said he actually needs to run at the speed of light to break that barrier to then do what he needs to do. So he said he needs to break that rule. Like, he always runs the risk of actually going too fast and breaking the time barrier, and then doing some crazy, flashpoint crap, which we likely will see now. But yeah. So then he actually broke that rule, and then he went back and he resurrected them. So that was the thing. But I think the way that scene flowed too, like it wasn't just like some kind of, like, it felt fluid. It definitely felt fluid. But it wasn't a time travel scene. It wasn't a time travel scene for the sake of time travel. He actually had dialogue. He actually spoke to his dad. He actually said, Dad, you probably can't hear this, but you were right. I am the best of the best, and like tying back into Henry's speech back in the prison, and even his newer lines. I think I don't know if I've got them entirely right, because I think I was just so engrossed in what was happening. I just completely dropped my pen. But I think he said, "Make your own past, make your own future. It's all right now." So, I kind of have to assume that might be a reference to something deeper from the comics. Maybe it could be relative to Flashpoint. But I think it's also, I think that has to be the beginning of Flashpoint. That has to be the beginning of Flashpoint, because Flashpoint is happening. The Flashpoint movie is happening. So that has to be it. Because I think it also makes sense, because he is changing the timeline. Like the way the timeline goes is the way the timeline clearly goes is that the Unity happens and the team dies. But then he makes it so that doesn't actually happen. So then he actually reverses time and changes. I mean, I don't know how accurately it went in the. I don't know how accurately it went in the TV show. But then with the TV show with the show, they had him going back and saving his mother from the Reverse Flash, and then that changed everything, and then that created Flashpoint, where everything was different, and he wasn't officially the Flash, but he did still have the powers and everything. So that was different. So with this one, I think it's an interesting change too. Like he uses his powers to actively save his teammates. It's not really for selfish reasons, but it's like him actually actively trying to save the world again. It's him trying to save every life, starting with the lives of his teammates. So I think that's like an interesting twist to put on it too. So like him, turning back time, knowing that like these are bigger stakes at hand, and he has to save them. He has to try and save the world by bringing them back too. So it's a very interesting way to look at it. I think one thing that definitely worked to help prepare was seeing that in the trailer. Like in the trailer, it definitely gave off kind of Speed Force vibes, and I guess in this one it could also be similar. But in this one, it seemed like a lot more kind of celestial, like spacey, because it's like I think I could probably tell, but it looked like in the distance there were like galaxies and planets and star systems and shit spinning, and like after a few seconds, the environment around him was almost entirely gone, and then he had to, like, as he was running, he was creating his own environment, or at least, I think, because the Unity actually destroys everything around it, I think maybe actually as he was running in time, he was reversing time to before the Unity, and then he was actively, maybe the actual world, the environment he was on was actually reforming around him as he traveled back in time, so he wasn't just he was literally physically running back through the time stream, trying to reverse the Unity as it was happening, and then the Unity was in front of him, looking like some kind of singularity that he was running towards, and making it all that more visually and kind of just all kinds more symbolic and everything. So like overall, it just works like such a cool scene, and it definitely hints towards Flashpoint. Like maybe that I don't know how impactful that would be, because I think maybe, again, going off of what the TV show did, I've heard that like the TV show version still isn't the greatest, because I think I've heard it doesn't pay the greatest kind of respect towards the comics, but still, the way the TV show version went, I think they focused on how the reason he did it was kind of self-centered and selfish and everything, but with this one, it's like, him actively trying to save the world still kind of results in some kind of memorial and kind of timeline backlash to, like him actively creating maybe it's like him creating like another reality that where the Unity doesn't happen. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, because again, I think partially because I haven't read the Flashpoint comics, so I don't know what to base any theories off of. But also because with this one, I don't know if I'm supposed to interpret that kind of time travel as Flashpoint, or if I'm supposed to wait for the actual Flashpoint movie to see what it does. Because I think it doesn't seem that implausible to me. Like it doesn't seem that implausible that because he is literally acknowledging that he is breaking his one cardinal rule. He's literally acknowledging that he's breaking his one rule. He's breaking the rule, and he is changing time as he reverses it. Like the way the timeline goes is that, you know, Earth gets destroyed by the Unity and the Justice League dies and everything. So it happens, but then he makes it so that it doesn't happen anymore. It just gets reversed. So that is literally breaking the time stream and rewriting it to his own will. So that is, I feel like that would be a good enough cause for Flashpoint too. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, I've literally just written down Barry does cool shit because it's exactly what he did. But then I think the more thought provoking kind of question is exactly what is the ramification of what he does, and does it lead into Flashpoint? Is this the reason Flashpoint gets created, or maybe because maybe I think another way it could go is that like maybe nothing happens. Maybe nothing happens because of this. Maybe maybe out of this instance he actually maybe okay right. I just had a theory popped into my head. Bear with me a second. Maybe because this time he broke the rule for a good reason, nothing happens. Maybe because this time he broke the rule for a good reason, he brought the world back, he brought the team back, he did it for good, kind of heroic reasons. Maybe because of that, nothing happens, and then he mistakes that for a sign that, oh, doing it doesn't really result in any kind of major backlash. So then, because of that, he then actively wants to bring his mother back. He wants to actually save his mother from the Reverse Flash and do all that kind of stuff. So then maybe because it worked without consequences the first time, maybe he takes that, he mistakes that as a sign that, oh, he can do it again and it still won't have consequences. Maybe that's what Flashpoint is about. So maybe he actually tries it again and goes back even further. Because the thing with this one, I think also like the time difference could also come into effect too. Like maybe because this one, like, you know, like the Unity happened and seconds later he activates his time speed, and then afterwards he goes back literally like a minute, maybe two, just like a few seconds, enough to actually give them enough time to separate the Unity again and stuff like that. Because then even as he actually jumped into the environment, he was able to use that charge, like the time travel speed charge, to actually give Victor the boost he needed to actually separate the Unity and everything. So that happened. So maybe with this one, because like I said, he didn't really go back like too far in time, just a few seconds before, but maybe that the success gives him the impression that he can do it again. But then he actually goes back even further, like years further, to when he's like 9 years old and shit. And then he tries that, and then that's when the backlash comes in, and then that's when Flashpoint comes in and ruins everything. So maybe that's how it works. Maybe it's like the temptation to do it again based off of initial success is what results in that kind of timeline backlash and creates a whole new reality, and he has to pay the price for it. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But either way, that was a super cool scene, and we had, you know, like that line again. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again to properly properly like take it all in again. But either way, it worked well. It worked super duper well. So it was super fun. And then I also like that we actually got like a nice kind of scene with Victor within the boxes, like him actually seeing the three boxes as people, and I think that kind of twisted kind of envisionment too. Like they initially show themselves off as himself, his mother, and his father, and goading him into letting the Unity happen with like the kind of like, you know, that whole kind of like, you know, like Diana warned him like, oh, the boxes will read your mind, they'll like feed off of your fears and show you them. So, you know, like actually taunting him with the idea that, oh, he's broken and he could be fixed, just let the Unity happen, it'll all be over and all that stuff. But Victor was stronger than that. And he finally kind of came to his own conclusion that, you know, he was not broken. He is just like a whole new person now. He's a whole new person with new capabilities and a new purpose and new identity, and like almost pretty much like a new everything in life. So then he tore the people apart, and they actually showed themselves off as people, and like actual like face, like distorted faces and hair and everything and heads and stuff. So those were the three boxes, and then he actually called in Superman, and Superman did the whole removal thing, and then the Unity was no more. So that was super fun. And I think even better was in the epilogue, seeing him actually reforming, like seeing he can actually repair even the tech that he destroys himself. So like that voice recorder that he crushed with his finger, with his hands, and then he actually reformed it back again and listened through Silas' tape to the end. And actually Silas' speech was really cool to hear. And then him actually kind of leaving his coat behind in front of the shared kind of tombstone that Eleanor and Silas now share, and then him him finally, after all this time, fully embracing and accepting his new cyborg body, his new cyborg identity, and flying off into the sky with it was really cool. So Cyborg in this movie, it goes without saying, Cyborg has been so well done and so enjoyable. Ray Fisher and Zack Snyder have actually worked to get together on this movie unbelievably well. Like this movie actually gave us the chance to see exactly what Zack and Ray worked on together, like to see what they wanted to actually show the world of Cyborg's character and everything. So seeing that in this was really, really great. You know, they really wanted to actually show people who Cyborg was and what he was capable of and who he had become and like snippets of who he used to be, but also like who he had become and what that meant to him and like how he moved on from defining himself as some kind of freak of technological nature to an actual newfound person, a newfound hero with a place within the league and like a new support system too, hopefully, and like actual friends and everything. Like seeing him and Barry getting along in this movie was great. It was so good. And you know, I'm sincerely hoping that, you know, we can actually see something like something valuable and something meaningful from him in Flashpoint if he actually does manage to get back into the movie again, and if he can actually be treated well like an actual human fucking being this time and actually be given the chance to shine and, you know, given the chance to portray Cyborg in a way that actually matters and is meaningful to his character. So hopefully that actually works this time. And I don't know if wishing for a movie is pointless or if wishing for like a movie is just going to be like a sense of false hope. But if they can actually fit a movie into their next into the upcoming slate, if they have an upcoming slate, if they can actually fit a movie into that, then, you know, hopefully that does work out. But I honestly don't know. But I think all I do know is I have enjoyed Cyborg in this movie undeniably so much more than in the theatrical cut. In this one, he was actually given some backstory, some personality, some kind of, you know, some actual worthwhile screen time, and he is shown to be a character worth investing in, a character worth exploring, a character worth enjoying and giving time and money to. And again, like, Ray Fisher is, you know, he you know, like, it's been shown that, like, you know, Ray Fisher is also someone who cares about this character, who cares about showing him off as human, as, you know, simultaneously as humanly and as technologically as possible too. So it's just, he's an amazing character, and, you know, getting to know him is something that's definitely worth doing in the movies. So hopefully we can get some justice for Cyborg, but I guess only time will tell. But this cut of the movie has definitely given us a taste of what Cyborg has to offer for the DCEU and for the team as well. So hopefully in the future we get something worthwhile and something meaningful. So yeah, I guess only time will tell. And then we also had Ryan Choi being made the new boss. He was made the new director of nanotechnology. So we know he is. I think Ray Palmer is still featured in the comics. He is still like he's the Atom up until Ryan Choi is probably introduced, and then he becomes an Atom, and then Ryan Choi, I think we have him in the CW verse too, we have him in the Arrowverse, he is kind of around still. So then they've kind of hinted at that, like him and Ray kind of working on their kind of Atomverse and Microverse and stuff together. So I think now Ryan Choi, in this at least, we have Ryan Choi, so Ryan Choi is the future Atom, and especially being the director of nanotechnology too, he has that many more resources and kind of, you know, funding and everything to work with, so he can then eventually create his own Atom exosuit and become the Atom. So that is a cool, again, like those are like open ends. Those are the open ends I was half anticipating knowing this movie. So that kind of stuff definitely leads into like a hopefully brighter future where we can see cool stuff happening. So Ryan Choi, I think Ryan Choi has been good to see, has been enjoyable to actually see in this movie too. And I think, I don't know who the actor is. I haven't actually seen him anywhere else. I don't know if this is his first official kind of cinematic debut ever. If it is, then that's a hell of a debut. Like him being like a DC property is a hell of a debut. But I don't recall ever having seen the actor anywhere either. So hopefully he, you know, has equally good stuff, equally good kind of titles and credits to his name, and hopefully DC gives him a chance and they can actually give him something worthwhile as well. I think, you know, I mean, at least even if they don't, like, I mean, it would be cool if they did give him his own movie, but even if they didn't go that far, but like hopefully at the very least they could give him like a co-starring credit in like another relative kind of property and actually help him expand as the Atom and actually become the Atom and everything. So I guess we'll see. But Ryan Choi has been great. He's been hilarious in this movie. He's been really hilarious, and seeing him work alongside us on the box and all the other kind of xenotech has been really fun. So props to him. Props to Ryan Choi. And we also have a Hall of Justice. I think we did still get that in the last one. We did still get that in the last cut. But in this one, we get the Hall of Justice that looks old as hell, and it looks like it might be like an older building that would be demolished. But then, Bruce actually buys that out, and then he actually says that it could be a hall and like a round table and 6 chairs. But then Diana ensures him room for more, so we could get Martian Manhunter there, and then we could get Green Lantern in the future if we get Hal or John or someone, we can get them coming in. So always room for more heroes and for more faces and more allies and everything. So really working to build up an actual Justice League too. So that is really fun. And then they yeah, like I said, I went to see the theatrical cut in theaters with a friend, and yeah, that even back then the Deathstroke scene, the Deathstroke cameo was it felt for me it felt promising. I was like, we're seeing the DCEU cinematic Deathstroke for the first time. I really hope they go somewhere with this, and then they never fucking did, and it was disappointing and stuff. And and seeing it here now, they fleshed this the fuck out. They actually went further with this than I ever thought they would. I did not think we'd be returning to that point in time that quickly. That was and it ended on such a great note too. It ended on such a kind of ominous and such an edge of the seat kind of note. So yeah, that was incredible. But we did get like a same scene, rehashed, kind of improved kind of dialogue even on the boat, and we actually had, again, like Slade taking off his helmet and everything, and the same thing, like, Luther's escaped, there's a decoy in prison and all that jazz. So yeah, but with that one, it's like, I think originally we had like a Legion of Doom kind of tease that ultimately went nowhere, but with this one, we actually have, Lex making deals. So like he's like, he wants to take out Superman, but then he actually offers to in return for that, he offers to actually give Deathstroke a lead in hunting down Batman, because he knows that Deathstroke has been hunting down Batman, so he gives him like a lead that actually might help. So he told him that that Batman's real, that Batman is Bruce Wayne. So how I don't know how he would know. To be fair, he knew that he did know in Dawn of Justice. In Dawn of Justice, he found out that Superman was like that he was Clark Kent. He found out by extension, like through him being Clark Kent, and through extension of him being Clark Kent, he found out that his actual mother now was Martha Kent, and he managed to actually find her and kidnap her and keep her captive. So I wouldn't really put it past him to find that. But to be fair though, Bruce, because he's human and because he's an explicit vigilante, he's a lot more careful with his identity, and he has a lot more kind of security surrounding it. So it's like, with him, he actively made, not to say that Clark doesn't make the effort, but with Bruce, it's like, he very visibly makes the effort with actual technological security and kind of firewalls and active kind of resilience to public detection. But with Clark, it's like, it's somewhat, I feel like it's somewhat easier to maybe deduce that through kind of personal connections and finding out who's who and all that stuff. But either way, I don't know, it still surprised me, it still shocked me that he somehow knew that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and he relayed that information to Deathstroke, and then Deathstroke himself seemed shocked. So that was fun to see. So now that is something they really have to go forward with, but we know we're not getting Ben Affleck back as Batman in anything besides from the Flashpoint movie. Him and Michael Keaton are coming back as Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman is coming back as Batman too, and we're gonna get Batfleck back as well. So that's gonna be happening. And also, if they're doing Flashpoint, they have to do there are very few details about Flashpoint I actually do know, and one of those details is Thomas Wayne being his own Batman, because in that version Bruce dies and then Martha Wayne becomes the Joker, and Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. So I think in that one, I think in Dawn of Justice we had Lauren Cohen as Martha Wayne. I would fucking love to see her as a Joker. I would fucking love that. And then we had Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Thomas Wayne. So for Flashpoint, we would have to have Martha Wayne, Lauren Cohen coming back as the Joker, and Thomas Wayne, Jeffrey Dean Morgan coming back as Batman. So I think that one was confirmed. I vaguely remember that one being confirmed, but the set in stone, the stone cemented, I don't know. The ones that have actually been confirmed to be coming back are Ben Affleck as Batman and also Michael Keaton as Batman. So that's an interesting addition. That is a very interesting addition. But yeah, so yeah, where was I going with this? I had a point I was gonna make, but I mean, yeah, I forgot what point I was making. I just kind of jumped into Flashpoint. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So Deathstroke himself seems fairly shocked. So I think that again, hopefully that leads into something. So I mean, yeah, again, that would kind of be a good cause to have like a Batman 2 inside of the DCEU, because then even Pattinson's Batman isn't going to be connected to that universe in any way. That's just like another Batman they're making. But with this one, like the Batman, Affleck's Batman being hunted now because Deathstroke now knows who he really is under the mask would actually make for an even greater movie. That would make for a genuinely great movie, like a cinematic Deathstroke versus Batman that we need, that we really want to see. That would make for a great plot. And then like Deathstroke being the master assassin that he is, he's hunting down Bruce maybe across the globe, and he's taking them because he knows he's Bruce Wayne too. He's making those connections, and he's taking out anyone else that he might be connected to, like Alfred and Barbara, Jim, all those people that he knows he has connections to. So yeah, I don't know, but again, that would make for a great movie. That would make for a great Batfleck kind of sequel. So I don't know if that's the way they might go, but that is a rehash I never would have seen coming. But it was a great rehash. That is miles more promising. Like both like dialogue wise and visually, it's a whole lot more promising than anything we got before. So that was super fun. And if that wasn't promising enough, we got an extended scene that this cut is blowing my mind in ways that I didn't think it could be blown, or in ways I didn't think it would blow my mind. That extended scene, for one thing, connects directly into Dawn of Justice, because that flash we saw, that is the Dawn of Justice flash. And it raises so many questions, leaves so many ends opened. I really wish we could actually see like an actual fight scene of those heroes versus that Superman. That would have been so cool to see. But what we got was just that's a terrible mind-blowing sound effect. But still, it's just so great. It's so great. And I have no clue what to think about it. I mean, yeah, no, so we had a surprising team, a rather surprising team up, consisting of Batman, Cyborg, Mirror, Deathstroke was there. Deathstroke was working with them after being told, years after being told of Batman's real identity. He was working with them, and he had like a whole new kind of shave with the mohawk and like a wide mohawk and everything. And we had Flash there too, so like a 5-member team, 5 members. And yeah, that was in Bruce's nightmare vision. Like that was in the nightmare world vision place that he had in Dawn of Justice. So that was based on the world where Superman had actually gone evil. That was where Superman had gone evil, and it actually tied into that too. Like in Dawn of Justice, he had that line of like, she was my world and you took her from me, and then he actually killed Bruce in that vision too. But with this one, he's still alive. He's still alive and well, and with other heroes and anti-heroes and villains and whatnot. And then Joker is still alive. So that happened. So yeah, and I think he didn't have that line. When that scene came around, I completely forgot about the line he had in the trailer, like, oh, we live in a society where honor is a distant memory, yada yada yada. But in this one, I just remembered he didn't even have that. Like that line seems now pretty exclusive to the trailer, like, So I mean, I think I actually kind of prefer it that way, because I think, like it's based off of a meme. like we live in a society is pretty much a meme created by people on the internet. So yeah, I think I don't know, maybe Snyder and like kind of just kind of included that just to troll people, maybe just to troll people. But his actual lines, his actual dialogue in the movie is miles better. It's miles better. Still not the biggest Joker fan, but it's still it works. Like his character, his relationship with Batman is a whole lot more admirable and supportable than his relationship ever was with Harley. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, even what Batman said, I think Batman must have been playing, because I think even at the end, like Joker said, you almost got me, you almost had me there. So I think like Batman, I think he must have been lying about the Harley thing. But either way, I think if Harley is dead, then yeah, it's by default, it's just the worst possible timeline any of them could ever exist. Like all of that stuff could still be happening, but if Harley was alive, then it would be that much better. So yeah. But no, so that was the world where where Lois died, and then everything went to crap. I think it could have gone in the way that Martha died first, and then he lost control, but then Lois was the one anchor he had left, and then Lois died, and then everything went to. I think, yeah. So I mean, that must link in. That must link back into Victor's kind of vision too, Victor's vision from the previous chapter, where Superman was actually holding like a really kind of decayed and killed corpse, like a killed corpse. He was holding a killed corpse on the scout ship, and Darkseid was coming up behind him. So like that must have been when he actually lost Lois and he lost everything, and then he actually went berserk. So yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, I mean, Joker did point out, how many. I think he pointed out how many lives have actually been lost because you let her die, like he let Lois die. So whatever happened, I think. So I don't know if maybe Darkseid would have killed Lois. Maybe the team didn't actually stop it in time, or maybe they couldn't stop it, and then that kind of gives off the impression that that they were powerless against Darkseid, and he just killed Lois knowing that she was the anchoring thing to Superman anyway. So I think I mean I don't know. I think that one kind of requires a bit more thought, but I don't know, maybe he does analyze that Superman is easily Earth's biggest weapon, and it's also its most powerful enemy. Like that was what Batman's fear was to begin with in Dawn of Justice. That if Superman went left unchecked, then he could easily turn against them. All it would take was one bad day, and he would turn against them. He would go superpowered Punisher mode. So maybe Darkseid himself was able to analyze that. So then he kind of looked at Superman and tried to discover all of his connections, and then found out what could make him tick, and then took out those people. So then he took out Martha to begin with, and then Lois was left. Lois was the one thing left anchoring him. But then if he took out Lois too, then then he wouldn't even have to try too hard to destroy the Earth. And he could just watch as he went his own way. But then the team would still try and stop him. But I don't know, maybe again, like I think Joker said, oh, you let her die. So maybe the team still tried to hold back Superman some way. Maybe Superman wanted to kill Darkseid for what happened, but then maybe the team would let him do that, or I don't know. My brain is just it's too tired now to try and come up with any accurate theories as to what happened. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's so surreal. Like watching it for the first time and then theorizing is just so much harder than actually watching it a few times over and then actually having something more accurate to work off of. So I don't know. But either way, that team up was great. And I think again, the Flash, seeing that Flash in that costume too, with the helmet, the mask that actually kind of separates and then actually flows over his head. And then when Superman lands, it actually comes back up and he actually gets ready to run again. That was the Flash from Dawn of Justice. That was the Flash from, and he even mentioned he even brought that up to Diana too. He actually said, I had a dream, a premonition that Barry Allen was right there, and he was from the future, and he was warning me that Lois is the key, Lois Lane is the key, and you have to find her and find us and all that kind of jazz. So he actively addressed and acknowledged that vision to Diana, and told her that it wasn't just an invasion or a war, it was something dark. It was actually one of their biggest, again, one of their most prominent allies turning against them and destroying half the world, or destroying most of the world, and just leaving the rest of it to Darkseid to do whatever he wanted. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know. But there was a Robin reference too. Which was super duper cool to see. I think that was the one that Joker mentioned, how how many people have you lost at your own hand? You've lost, mother, father, and then Batman, and then Bruce actually knew what direction he was going. Like, you better be careful with what words come out of your green ass mouth. And next thing was like, an adopted son, and it's like, it again. Like, I knew what he meant. He meant, oh, like a Robin. But then I think, then I questioned it because I mean, at this point he must have lost all of them, right? Like, I mean, because I can't easily imagine Dick or Damien or even Tim kind of actually like surviving as well. But then, I think I didn't know if he was actually referring to a specific event in which he would have lost an adopted son, or if he was like talking about like the entire timeline as a whole. But then of course the Joker is known for killing Jason. Like, he killed Jason, and then Bruce moved on and found another Robin, and then Jason comes back with a fury vengeance and like an envy and like a painful kind of trauma that drives his vengeance, and then he becomes Red Hood after that. So yes, I mean, that kind of reference again, it's like, I don't know how far they're willing to go with all of these open ends, with all of these references, with all these tie-ins and everything. So I don't know if they're actually willing to make Ryan Troy the Atom, if they're willing to actually bring a Red Hood or even like a Nightwing into the mix, or if they're actually like how many characters they're looking to actually comfortably bring into into this roster, and like how big of a universe they're willing to create, or if they're just going to keep creating spin-off after spin-off or reboot after reboot, and just until they just run out of ideas and forget what they're even doing anymore. But I don't know. I mean, it's easy to enjoy these movies as they come, but then it's like it kind of makes it more painful looking into the future and literally not knowing what the hell's gonna happen. It literally just kind of like, that's where the pain comes in. You enjoy the movies as they come and as they get made. It's like, oh, finally it's here, I can enjoy this. And then if you're lucky, if you're lucky, then it's good, enjoyable. If not, then you hope for like a different cut, like a 5 years down the line, or a few years rather. But then you look into the future and it's like, okay, are they gonna do this movie, or are they gonna actually introduce this? Like they referenced this character 3 movies ago. Are they gonna do something with that? Are they gonna make a sequel or make a reboot or like do something? And it's like, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I think looking into the future for this kind of thing is painful. But again, it's like the optimism comes in when you enjoy the movies for what they are, and you still try and find some kind of light in the darkness. So yeah, and again, leaving these open ends, leaving these references in, and then just not bothering to explore them, and instead just deciding to reboot the Batman story for the 10 trillionth time, doesn't help. And it's, I don't know. But I mean, hearing that reference was cool. Like, oh yeah, he's talking about Jason Todd. That's the one he specifically killed. Of course, that's the one he's going to reference. That's the one he specifically killed and took from Bruce. So that's the one he actually. Like, that's the heartstring, that's the memory he wants to put on the most to actually try and torment Bruce. So that's what he's talking about. So are we ever going to see him in live action? Are we going to get like a flashback of him doing something, or is nothing going to happen? But I don't know. All I do know is that line was cool to hear. That reference was awesome. That scene ran very, very smoothly, and it felt awesome to see them all together and to see them all kind of in this new kind of timeline. Like, I think Batman and Mira like conversing was something I never expected to see either. Like, like Deathstroke working with them was one thing, but then actually Mira being with them, and even her saying that like apparently Superman killed Aquaman too. Like he said, like she said, I'm gonna drive this spear right through his heart for what he did to Arthur. So, I mean, in Victor's nightmare vision, we saw Darkseid having killed Arthur and then using his vision, his Omega beams to kill other Atlanteans too. But then apparently in this world, Aquaman went up against Superman and he lost, and Superman killed him. So yeah, like, it's kind of understandable because it's Superman versus a Sea Dweller, but still, like, he killed Aquaman and now Mira is looking for vengeance. So yeah, I wonder where Diana was during all that, if she's actually by his side. Because this scene rings extremely close to how Injustice goes too. It's just in that one, Joker kills Lois, and then Superman kills Joker. So, with this one, it's like Injustice, but Joker is still alive, and he has probably has next to nothing to do with Lois. Like, he taunts the heroes for letting Lois die and for letting Superman become this kind of villain, but then he has no ties to her. He literally has no ties to Lois dying. He's not the reason she dies. So it's like Injustice, but without the Joker being the prime kind of element. So it's an interesting take. It's a very interesting take, and I think they could easily make a very kind of enjoyable movie off of that kind of concept. But again, it's up to them what they do, and they just have to kind of come up with a kind of comfortable, producible kind of slate to offer these characters and offer these heroes. So yeah, that was that. And yeah, the final scene, the very, very final scene, Martian Manhunter meeting Bruce. I'm sorry, that scene had the end of the first Iron Man movie written all over it. Like Nick Fury meeting Tony, like breaking into his house and meeting him in the middle of the night and being like, I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. This scene had those vibes written all over it. Martian Manhunter is essentially becoming the Nick Fury of this kind of DCU, and I think the way they've done it is actually pretty cool too. Actually introducing him in Man of Steel and actually carrying him through, and actually having him being there to witness the kind of rise of Superman, like Kal-El becoming Clark Kent, becoming Superman on Earth, and then Batman versus Superman, and then Batman versus Superman, and then the whole Doomsday thing, like him actually being able to witness the rise of these two heroes, and then even him referencing like I never thought I'd actually see it like another age. I think he didn't say another one. I think he said I'd like something along the lines of I never thought I'd actually witness like a team of heroes, or you uniting this team to fight back against the forces of darkness in this way before. So he's even without actually actively being there to unite them, he's still seeing them in action, and then he still and then he starts he finds like a new kind of force for good to believe in, and he actually kind of sees potential in this kind of lineup. So not only does he see potential, he actually sees them being like a worthy team, like a worthwhile kind of unity, and a unity the world needs. And he does warn Bruce of like a war that is coming. So that is Darkseid, like Darkseid's line being like, "Oh, we'll do it the old-fashioned way," like him actually actively going to various worlds and destroying them and looking. And now he knows that Earth is Earth is where anti-life lives. So now he can just go straight to Earth. And he even said to Dayside, like, ready the Armada, we're going to Earth now. So next Justice League movie will have Darkseid versus the Justice League and all that stuff going down, so that would be cool. So now I think that is the exact kind of war that Martian Manhunter actually envisions, and he kind of has a premonition of in like a similar way to Bruce. So then he warns him ahead of time, like a war is coming, so make sure you and your team are ready before then and stuff like that. So hopefully he actually fights alongside them in that time too. And I think hopefully like before that war comes, we actually get like a Flash movie, and we get like a Cyborg movie maybe, and we actually get like, I don't know, maybe a Green Lantern thing. I mean, I guess I wouldn't totally hate them introducing Green Lantern in the next Justice League movie, because they haven't like in terms of actual characters, like the only ones that we've seen so far are Aquaman and Shazam. But then the only other titles we've heard even being in production are the Flash and Cyborg. Like next to nothing else has been rumored or even confirmed. It has been confirmed or even rumored. So, again, like because of that, because they've stated no kind of Green Lantern movie is even in the planning process. I guess I wouldn't totally hate them actually using the next Justice League movie to actually bring in that too. So like maybe again, I think that would also be cool too. Like, so the first time that Darkseid comes to Earth, a Green Lantern is there, and now the second time Darkseid comes to Earth, the Green Lantern is also there. So now this time maybe like a stronger, or maybe like maybe the actual Green Lantern Corps actually comes in. Instead of just sending one fucking lantern, actually send the entire planet, or send like a formidable enough group to help the Justice League fight off against Darkseid, instead of just sending one guy with a ring and then letting him die and everything. So this time, maybe have Hal Jordan in and have Jon Stewart in too and stuff, and actually have like the rest of the core behind them helping Justice League, and that would be a cool team up to see too. So I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it if they did it that way, but then actually plan it properly and release it and stuff. But Martian Manhunter coming in, being the Nick Fury in that final scene, that final kind of pre-credit scene, actually being the one to warn Bruce and the one to actually congratulate Bruce and actually bring the team together, and actually warning him of the times ahead, and actually making him aware that his premonition could become a reality, but then he has to work to avoid that and to make sure everyone he knows stays alive and stays safe, and that they're actually ready to fight the bigger threat coming from the stars and everything. So yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. But yeah, that is it. That is pretty much all I've got from my after my first initial viewing of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Again, a great movie. Personally, I do feel it is an improvement upon the theatrical cut, and I think it definitely works better as a continuation of the story we've seen progressing from Man of Steel to Dawn of Justice to Wonder Woman to this and stuff like that. So it works and it feels great, and I think it definitely kind of gives screen time where screen time is owed. It gives story and development where it's all owed, and it works great as a movie. It's very, very long. I think it wouldn't really work like in terms of consumption the same way if it wasn't broken down into parts and actually made easier for the viewers to digest. So I'm glad they did that. But I think I'm hoping if Zack does choose to do so, he does actually have the option and the ability to actually work on future DCEU movies and to actually build the universe that he so wishes. If he does decide to return to Warner Brothers and actually decide to pursue the Snyderverse and stuff like that, I'm hoping he actually does get the opportunity and gets the opportunity to continue working with the actors that he wants to work with, to actually helping to produce the Flash movie too after what's been teased and shown here. I think I'm hoping he actually gets the chance to work on that, and maybe even helping to do the Cyborg movie too. Hoping he gets to do the chance to do everything he wants and more. If he does decide to pursue that path too. If he does decide to actively pursue doing the Snyderverse and everything. But yeah, this definitely feels like, I mean, for me it feels like payoff. It definitely feels like payoff after what we've had before, and it definitely feels like it's a much more worthwhile version of the story and of the movie to invest in and to enjoy and to put time into. So it's 4 hours well spent. It's 4 hours very well spent. So no regrets, just satisfaction and happiness. So hoping we can move into a future where better things, where things like this and better things keep coming, and we get like some sense of resolution and a timeline to truly enjoy. So yeah, hopefully. But that is pretty much all I have. So let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what your thoughts are on the movie, and if you enjoyed the Snyder Cut, and if you had any kind of personal favorite moments and what you enjoyed, even what you didn't enjoy, and if you enjoyed this version more than the other one, or any thoughts you have, any thoughts you have on the Snyderverse stuff, and anything you want to see in the future based off of what's been revealed and teased here. But yeah, that is it. That is the end of the Snyderverse the Snyder Cut reaction. So that was Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 6, and of course the overall movie too. So as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of this part of the movie, and also the movie in general, the movie overall, and what your thoughts are and what you hope to see in the future of the DCEU. Once again, the full-length reaction for this movie will be available on Patreon. For this part, will be available on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, that is it. That's all I've got. So I will see you guys next time.